We want to share something that we're doing next week.
We gotta find a goal every time.
I'm okay with it.
Welcome to the Social Distancing Hotline. This is Taylor and Kelvin. Who's calling and where are you calling from? Cola?
Hi, Taylor and Kevin. It's Amy again.
Amy, how's it going?
It's going well. I have a question for you guys. I'm kind of curious, something that I haven't heard come up in any topic. So I'm curious on what your take is.
Go ahead.
Has anybody out there lost any friendships to people because of conflicting opinions?
Okay, say that one more time. I want you to get real close to the mic. Say that one more time.
Has anybody out there lost any friends, like lost any friendships or got into arguments because they have differing views about the pandemic?
Wow, that's a.
I would say yes.
Yes, the answer is yes. I mean, as far as we're concerned, yes. It's that's a deep cut right there.
We've had our own tips about how, not between us but between family members or friends, of how to go about it. And practicing social distancing and not practicing social distancing has led to some very confrontational conversations, because it's
just
not
tough conversations of just
the thing is what? What bugs us the most is, I think, two things. Is A, if it keeps spreading, it's going to affect our economy. If it affects our economy, it affects our daily jobs, lives, and so on and so forth. Like, we don't want to be stuck in the house either, but if you do it irresponsibly, come on, guys. And then also, it doesn't matter if you're young, if you can spread it to other elderly people, or to, what is it called? What's the word?
Just people who have suppressed immune system.
Yeah.
I mean, like myself.
Compromised immune system.
So it was what was interesting, man. And that's a tough one. We have Andre Vanel, who says these two almost kicked me to the curb. That's not true. That's not true, Andrea, because Andrea is like a very deep friend of mine and will always be, regardless of a damn pandemic. But what was interesting is that, so I'm HIV positive, right? And so when this shit came around, I literally was like, okay, I've never felt scared to die, and I've had HIV since I was 22. I'm 38 now. You know what I mean? And I've never been scared that I was going to die until COVID-19. And so when I see family members or other friends, very close friends of mine, it was just like, well, okay, cool. All right. I'm glad it was tough. It was a hard pill to swallow.
What about you, Amy? Have you experienced anything like that?
So I haven't. I have a friend that's a nurse here in Phoenix, and we've had some differing views, but it hasn't really come to a boil or anything like that. And then this morning, she actually sent me a text with a link to these videos on YouTube that I knew that were kind of like a propaganda sort of videos that she wanted me to watch because she's trying to sway me, onto her side. So I watched them, and after I watched them, I was just infuriated, and I was so pissed off. And, we're taking it super seriously, obviously, for us. My family's back in New Jersey. This is legit to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to her, she doesn't think that it's a big deal. So basically, the bottom line is there are these two physicians in California somewhere in East Bumblefuck, California, an area of California that hasn't really gotten hit. And they had this little news briefing about how they think it's a bunch of bullshit and that there's some sort of higher purpose that's happening here in the country, and that all of these things that are happening are driven for someone's ulterior motive. I don't know if it's one of these it's trying to get Trump out of office sort of things or what, but they were like, you can go and ask any ER physician in the country, and they're going to tell you that this is no different than the flu, and the death rate of the flu is higher, and all the normal bullshit that you've heard.
Yeah.
Okay? Now the thing is that my cousin is an ER physician back in Summit, New Jersey, and she would probably tell those two guys to fuck off, because she could tell you firsthand that the experience that she's seeing is that this isn't the flu and that people are dying from it, and it is serious.
Woo, girl, you giving me chills.
Right.
I mean, speak.
Well, I mean, it's just it's hard because this is a very close friend of mine, and it was really upsetting. Now, for me, my sister and I both have personal contact with people and people that we know, 4 people that have passed away back in New Jersey.
Oh my
3 of them are my brother-in-law's family, and then we have a childhood friend's husband who is a firefighter. Totally healthy, nothing wrong with him. He was in his 30s. They have a 12-year-old daughter. He just passed away last night.
Oh my God.
So
Oh my God.
It struck a nerve. It struck a nerve with me to see that,
Ignorance.
a friend of mine is trying to persuade me to understand that this is fake, and it's hard because you don't want to go against someone that's a friend that you care about. So in the end, you just have to agree to disagree. But still, I started contemplating, I wonder if there's a lot of people out there that are losing friendships because of it.
Well, and let me ask, so your friend, do they disagree with your point of view but still practicing social distancing, or are they going to Target and giving everybody high fives and hugs without a face mask?
No, they're practicing social distancing because, like I said, she's a nurse, and I think that, she needs to follow those guidelines because you have to show face, and whether or not she really believes in it, I think she still follows it. I don't know if it's something she particularly believes 100%, but, she's not, I wouldn't say that she's exploiting the social distancing or she's not doing it.
Yeah. And I think those are two different things. It's if you have a different set of opinions or views on the matter, but still practicing social distancing, then I respect that. It's almost like politics, right? We can't all agree on the same thing. But as long as we're doing what's best in the interest of our community and our economy and as Americans, then totally have your opinion.
Yeah.
But if you're going out and you're throwing parties and you're doing pool parties and you're inviting people over, and then that's where it starts, your actions affect my daily life. Now there might be a different conversation or a different choice of words.
It's tough. It's tough.
Totally agree.
It's totally tough, and you're not alone in that. We had I had an incident with my, there was a time where I felt like my mother's life was in jeopardy. You know what I mean? And so I had to come at one of my siblings, get the fuck out of here. And it's I don't care if you don't think this is real or not. That's not, that means nothing to me. What means everything to me is my mother and my parents being alive. And it shook me. It shook me, and it truly changed. It forever changed. It puts a stain on your view of these people who are your family and your friends in your life.
Right, and it's such a divide. I feel like it's either
you're not alone.
Together. There's not too many people that are right in the middle.
Yeah.
There's not. It's a huge divide because at the end of the day, it's life or death, and it's believing that this could be a thing or not giving a fuck if it is. You know what I mean? That's just my whole thing.
It's a really good question though, and it might be a question that we might steal for another topic.
For sure, man. I think so.